Hello, I'm Karen, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how to make this lovely little hat for the Antonio Juan doll. I will also show you how to increase sizes. If you are interested in the little dungarees that he's wearing, then they are also in one of my videos, and the little slippers that he's got on are the new angel wing slippers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so Antonio Juan's head is like a 9-inch head, so I'm going to take off the hat and show you. So the hat is lovely, it's quite a stiff hat, so it stands up on its own, and when it's made it'll look like that. You are going to need to make your hat. You're going to need a 4mm crochet hook, you're going to need a needle, scissors. I've also got a little bit of card which I'd use to be able to make the pom-pom with, and in today's video I'm doing it in shades of pink and white just because the colours are more viewable under the camera, and also it gives me that chance to be able to explain to you and share with you how to do the changeover of colour without getting little steps. Okay, so I'm going to begin with a magic circle. If you can't do a magic circle, please do a chain of 2. So I'm going to just do magic circle and chain 1. And then slip stitch, pull that, sorry, doesn't slip stitch, I'm going mental. Right, okay, so we're going to do the single crochet if you're in the US, or the double crochet if you're in the UK, and we need to make a total of 9. So I've done 1, that's 2, 3, 4, shall I bring that closer? 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and then we're going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet or the first double crochet to actually join, and from now onwards as well we're going to be using that slip stitch as a stitch. You don't need to pull this tail end tight right now. Okay, so now you're going to do a chain 1, and we're going to use a kind of a special stitch, but it's really not that special. Okay, so you're going to yarn over, go into the slip stitch that you've just done, yarn over and pull through, so you've got 3 on your hook. You're going to put your hook into the next stitch along, yarn over, pull through, so you've got 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, which is realistically like doing a half double crochet or a double crochet 2 together, but we're not using it that way. So what we're going to do is yarn over, go back into the last stitch that you worked, put your hook in, yarn over, pull through, so you've got 3 on your hook again, put your hook straight into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, so you've got 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, so we're going to do that same stitch all the way around, and so we should end up with a total of 9 stitches. So that is stitch number 3, and then this is going to be number 4. I'm just going to pull that a little bit tighter, but you don't need to pull that close just yet. So that's number 4. Round about stitch number 5 is where it tips over and starts to curve, so you get the little bump effect. So that's 5. Oops. 6, 7, 8, and the last little bit of yarn there for this bit, and so the 9th stitch, as I said, is going to be into, so you're going to work into that stitch there, which is your slip stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, and it will look like that. So I'm going to change to a darker shade of pink just so that you can see the colour contrast as we actually start to change over the colours. So from here we're going to slip stitch to join, and we're going to join into the very top of the first stitch that we made, not into the chain but into the actual underneath the 2 strands of the actual stitch. And you're going to slip stitch that into place, and it is going to leave you a big gap, right? Don't worry about that gap, so just leave that gap for now. And now you're going to just work straight into the next stitch, and you're going to be doing the single crochet if you're in the US, or the double crochet if you're in the UK. And we're doing the increase of sizes, so we're going to do 2 stitches in every stitch all the way around, so that we end up with a total of 18 stitches. And that's the way that this one increases. So we're doing like the 9 times table, so it's a nice easy one to do. And you just do your 2 stitches all the way around till we get obviously to the other side. I don't know how many stitches I've done, so but I know that when you get to the end it'll definitely be 18. I've done this so many times, so as long as you started off with 9 and you've done 2 stitches in each one, you will have 18. So that's 2 stitches into there. And like I said, we're going to be using the slip stitch. So remember, when I said we joined it, it's a big stitch. We're going to work the 2 stitches into there. Say, don't worry about this gap. And then you're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet to join, or single crochet into the double crochet to join, depending where you're from. And then we're going to do the same stitch again, the special stitch. So it's yarn over into the stitch you've already worked, and into the next stitch along, yarn over, you've got 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. And you're just going to just do 1 stitch in every stitch all the way around. So you'll do your increases on the single crochet round if you're in the US, or the double crochet round if you're in the UK. And then the special stitch round is just 1 stitch into each stitch. You can actually do increases with this stitch, but it's really hard, and so just to learn how to get on with using the stitch to start off with, it's just easier to do it this way around. So I'm just showing you obviously how quickly and easily it builds up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you one that I have actually done already, which has got all of the gaps in it, so that I can show you how to join it and to see how neat it all joins together. Okay, so I'm just going to get to the end of this round, just so that you can see what it looks like again when you're actually doing a changeover of colour and what it looks like. So if you are doing it all in one colour, obviously you need to pull that stitch tight and make sure that it is nice and neat, but it's when you're changing over the colour, we keep it nice and loose to make it be easier to sort out at the end. And I just want to get back around to the end of this, just so that you can see that every time that we're working around, we're actually always going to work into the actual slip stitch to be able to make sure that we've always got the correct amount of stitches. Okay, so just coming up to the end of the round, so that last one, we go into there, and again it's going to leave a gap. So let's just get the white yarn, just so you can see a contrast of colour of the join. And the top of the stitch is 2 strands, so you're going to slip stitch or single crochet to join, depending where you're from. And then this round would be an increase round again, so you work straight into the next stitch. So you always begin with 1, and then this would be, you'd be doing 2 into this one. And so this round is going to be 1 1 2 1 1 2, and then the final round to get up to the 36 stitches would actually be, you'd do 1 stitch 1 stitch and 2 in the next one to be able to increase. So as you see, it makes these gaps. So what I'm going to do is get the one that I've made earlier, which has got, as you can see, it's got all of these big gaps as you go along. So I'm going to turn it inside out and show you what it looks like inside out, so you can see the pattern that way around as well. And then what I do is, so the top one, I'm not going to pull that tight, because that's nice to have that hole there to do the pom-pom with. So you're going to just get your 2 different colours that you've actually changed over colours with, and you're going to get your colour and you're going to pull it, and then you're going to get the other colour and pull that, and you'll feel it slide and you'll feel it go nice and tight. And then you're just going to tie that into a double knot, just so that it's really nice and secure. And then obviously you'd sew in your ends. I'm not sewing in ends on this one. Right, so we're going to pull this tight, so that that's done there, and a double knot. And the same with this next row, pull it tight, and make sure, see, you'll feel it as you actually go to pull it, you'll feel the yarn slide, so you'll know how it feels when you actually have a go. And pull that one, there. So you make sure these stitches are all, this is all tied up nice and tight, and then we've got the final one there, like that. And also what I did is I didn't actually finish off joining this one, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just turn it back around just so that you can see how neat the actual join ends up. I know it's not perfect, I'm not saying that it is, but it definitely is nice. It looks like a cake, doesn't it? Like, you know, like the little toppers on a cupcake when it's like that. Yeah, so when you're actually finishing your round, when you've actually finished with, obviously this one I'm not going to change over a colour, you still slip stitch to join into that very top stitch there, and then you can slip stitch again into the next stitch if you wanted to, just to make sure that that's neat. And then you'll tuck your tail end in. Let's just put that in that way round. Oh, I've caught my yarn, split it. There we go. So it ends up with a nice neat, I mean, that's not, I know it's not absolutely perfect, but it's just the way when the light catches it, you can definitely see that there is a line, but it is something that's getawayable with. I will be honest with you as well and show you, so in the darker colours, if you just do it all in one, you can barely see the join. The paler colours, it is more noticeable, and I noticed that because I did a yellow one, the yellow one, so you can see it, but it's not overly, and I'm trying to get it so that we've got the, you know, like, because the way that the light catches it, so you can see it, but then you kind of can't. And just for some fun, I made one that looks like a bee, just because I wanted to. So you can also do that so that you actually can, so when it's on, let's just stick that on there, look. So you can see they've got the little wings. Yeah, so that's a nice version. And also because I do have time, oops, a daisy. So I've got a red one. So this is the next size up. So I've gone, so this is the one where, let's just get all the ones that are finished. So this is a 36 stitches. This one then goes up, so this is the 45. And then this is up again. So we're going up in sizes. Yeah. So this one fits the Sucky Lips doll, which the head is about 15 inches, so that would fit a nice small baby. Obviously, if you wanted to go up to the next size up, then do that. Okay. Oh, sorry, what I didn't tell you as well, once you've actually increased up to the sizes, so the increases, so you went 9, 18, 27, 36, and then you do 2 more rows of the 36. If you do this one, so it's 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. I did 3 rows extra on that one, and 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, and so this one had 1, 2, 3, 4 extra rows on it to give you the length. Okay, so oops, I'm going to get this hat now and share with you. I know people do pom-poms all the time, but I just found like a really nice way just for these little ones. So what you do is you get a piece of card. My card, this one is 7 centimeters by 3.5, which is about 3 inches long and 1 3/8 of an inch that way round. And I just folded it in half, and I got, let's just get this. So to start off with, I got the bit that I was going to tie it up with and put that through. And then I got the colour. I'm just going to get a random colour. I know this is pink, but well, that's joined to that one. I can't do it. Where's my scissors? All of my colours are joined together. Right, let's just get the pink. And then I just wrapped it around. Just so I held it that way around so the tail end didn't get in the way, and just kept wrapping it around and around and around. I think I did about between 30 and 50. And then on the end that's open, that's where I just did, where you do sort of 2 loops for the knot, so it's a really nice secure knot, and do that nice and tight on there. And then did the same for a second knot, just so that it was really nice and tight. And don't normally use my, that's the ends where I tied up for that. I don't normally use my nice scissors for this, but for the sake of the video I'm going to do it. Cut through the card and straight through the actual yarn. There we go. And I think I'll end up with a loose tail coming off. Yes, I did. And then I've got some ones that are a little bit straggly. So for that, I'm just going to cut that one off. Oops, there. And it just made me just like a really simplistic, like, give it a shake. What I would say is like a shaggy topped pom-pom. Okay, so now I've got my pom-pom. So what you're going to do is, like I said, you've left the hole there. So you're going to, and also this tail end, kept that tail end. I'm going to get the tail end of the pom-pom and pull that through. Oops, I've only pulled one tail end through. I want both tail ends. Oh, I've split my yarn. Right, let's try all of that again. Put that into there. Get hold of the tail ends and pull those through. So you're going to pull your tail ends through so that they're nice and tight, and then you're going to pull this beginning yarn nice and tight. Make sure this one is super duper tight, like really, really tight. And then tie this into knots like that. And then what I did is, you know, because of this tail end being the white, I actually went between some of my stitches on the other side, right next to the actual pom-pom, and pulled those back through, and then cut those off so that they were similar length to the actual pom-pom, so that hid those out of the way. And then I sewed the other tail ends in. So that's just a nice, quick and easy way of how to make a pom-pom that does actually fit these size hats. Obviously, if you want to do the bigger one, you do a bigger pom-pom. I did much more of a shaggy pom-pom for that one. But there you go. So that's how to make these lovely little hats, which are obviously suitable for Christmas. They're suitable for like for doing like little party things, whatever. But say they're not overly stretchy. So when you go to try and stretch it, so you might need to make sort of bigger sizes and come a bit further down. So if you make it and you think, oh, that's not quite going to fit, just come down longer, increase your size, and then make it so you can do a turn up. Okay, so let's get your hat back on and put you back on there. Look, we like to have the hat on the Antonio Juan doll so that it's all dressed up for Christmas. So there you go. Move everything out of the way, and how cute does all of that look? Okay, so thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing. Bye for now.